Hi. I know I've been quiet, but I had to put this one out here today, for this one comes with a heavy heart. Excuse me. For this morning, I received word that my uncle Johnny, or Elder Moore, as he is known in the church community, passed away. It's with a heavy heart for me because he was the one person that understood what I was dealing with growing up, and even now, even to this present day, the spirit realm and the connection that I have to it. He had that connection as well. So this is for him. Sorry. I titled it Rise in Peace, Shoutin' John. And that is because he had that kind of spirit. If you remember, I know my family probably does, I'm sure they do. Shirley Caesar had one go out, hold my mule, Shoutin' John. And the story goes that there was a man named John that went into a church, and this was a more dignified church. And when John would get happy and feel the spirit, he would get up and start shouting and running all around the church. And well, these dignified people, they didn't like that too much, right? So they got a little committee together and decided that they were going to go and talk to John. And when they got to John's house, John was out in the field with his mule and plowing, tending to his groundwork for his gardening, right? And the committee came up to him and said, "Hey, John," and I'm paraphrasing, but "Hey, John, can we talk to you for a minute?" And I'm like, "Sure. What's up, guys?" Stopped his mule, stood there, wiped the sweat off his brow. It's like, "What's up?" And then, like, "John, we enjoy you at our church. We really do. But we have a little issue that we just can't get around, We just can't quite get around it, John. See, we have policies in place, and we have things that we put in place so that, people don't get out of line, people don't get out of sorts, right? And John, we're having a problem with you shouting every Sunday when you come to church. We're going to have to ask you to cease and desist because we're a dignified church. We don't need to do that here at our church. And we don't do it at our church. So we're going to have to ask you to cease and desist, John. Please, when you come to church, no more shouting." And John looks at him and says, "Well, all right, guys. Well, if that's how you feel about it, hold my mule and I'm going to shout right now." John started shouting. Come back to my Uncle Johnny, or Elder Moore. That's how he was. Every service, other people's churches services, when the music get going, the spirit get to moving in John. John was up out of his chair, jumping off the pulpit, twirling around in the front, running all over the aisles, coming back around, twirling some more, and then going back up to the pulpit and sitting down, or sometimes continually shouting. But this was every time, y'all. And it's just like, I used to love it. I love seeing him do it. It never got old for me. He had a few songs he wrote, but he had one that he sang for years. It's called "I Believe I'll Run On." Well, John would run through the church. You couldn't stop him from shouting, so there was no reason to even try. Now, that being said, he was special to me because he also, like I said before, was the one person that truly understood what I was dealing with. He didn't shun me for it. He didn't tell me, "Oh, I don't believe that. He didn't make me feel like I was evil or a sinner because I had experiences with the spiritual realm that other people did not have. Because he had them too. He saw angels all the time. He wrote a whole book about them. Because he kept notes on his encounters, seeing clouds, seeing the black clouds, white clouds, angels, all kinds of different things. So on Sundays, he was always coming to me and telling me about another experience. He saw an angel in the backseat of his car through the rearview mirror. He saw an angel right next to him. He saw an angel in the church. Had an angel touch him. He would tell me all these things. And I would sometimes see how his family would be like. I remember one time my cousin was like, he came up to me and said, "Hey, boo, I want to tell you about an angel." And I was like, "Okay, Uncle Johnny." She was like, "Daddy, she don't want to hear that." And I said, "No, he all right. he just fine. He's not bothering me at all." Because I understood, because I experienced it myself. And so it felt good to know that there was somebody. Because like I said, my family would be like, we don't want to hear about it because they didn't believe it. And if they did believe anything, they probably thought, oh, she's the rebellious one, she's the sinner, she's the, So yeah, she probably got a lot of things attached to her. So we would understand then if she has an experience, but they probably think I need to be exercised. But Uncle Johnny was never judgmental. Uncle Johnny was always understanding because Uncle Johnny understood it himself. He had those experiences. So, yeah. So, I remember telling him about the man, it's a couple of years before we had our car accident in 2012. And there was a tall man. I woke up in the middle of the night. A tall man, all black. His face was even black, standing at the foot of my bed. I didn't feel any sense of fear or anything like that. And didn't smell anything. But I did get a chill at one point. And since, my glasses wasn't on and my contacts not in my eyes, it's nighttime, it's dark, and I'm seeing this, how you squint and then maybe blink your eyes. When I blinked my eyes, he was gone. I remember going to church and telling Uncle Johnny about it the next Sunday, and he was like, that was the death angel. And he said he had a message for you. I understand now what that message was for, and I wish I could have told Uncle Johnny, but yeah, I learned it. I learned of what it was. 2 years later, we had a car accident. That's all I'm saying. All right. There's another incident where over the townhouse that I stayed in last before we moved out here, several nights I would see orbs and white things flying all around up above, and I had noticed it for several nights, and so I took a recording of it and took it to church, showed Uncle Johnny. Now he told me they were demons, and I ain't gonna say I didn't feel any fear or anything like that, but it is what it is, and a little bit more experience and understanding, I thought, than I am on it, so hey, it could be what it is. But as well, I understand that demons were angels once as well, right? So take that as it may. He would always talk to me about his experiences, and so at this moment I'm going to go ahead and just from his book, which is called Visions, I believe I'll run on Johnny Awood Moore. If y'all need to see it closer. And that's the back cover. That's my Uncle Johnny, y'all. Don't look at my nails. I know they hot right now. We not worried about that. And that's my Uncle Johnny right there. I was taking my nails off Just to let you know. Give him a breather. Okay? So I'm going to read real quickly a little bit of an excerpt from his book. This is on page 12. He is talking about, and it says, John 5:4. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. And he says, I can humbly say that God has put healing in my hands. I know what he's talking about because I have it in my hands. And I've been an elder of the Church of God in Christ for many years. And when I pray for the sick, there have been many reports of recovery. God uses angels, animals, people, places, and things to carry out his work. And I'm certainly proud that he uses me. On January 20th, 2019, during an altar call, an angel appeared to me face to face, laid his hand on me, and prayed for me. It was an incredible experience that allowed me to witness the glory of God so up close and personal. What's even more amazing is that I can see these visions while my family and friends are around me and they cannot see what I see. I know what he's talking about. Recordings of angelic encounters. April 18th, 1998, an angel stood in the aisle of St. Luke during service. St. Luke, Church of God in Christ. Now it is St. Luke Memorial Worship and Deliverance Center's Church of God in Christ, which is the church that my father pastors. November 8th, 1999, an angel appeared as a black man dressed in blue at St. Luke, Church of God in Christ. On January 5th, 2006, an angelic being with 2 wings flew around my living room. On August 30th, 2010, the angel of the Lord appeared and walked the pulpit. On February 2nd, 2008, an angel appeared in my room while I was resting, looked at me, and smiled. On February 6, 2012, an angel appeared in the pastor's office. 2012, huh? On April 7, 2018, as I was driving away from my house, I saw an angel leave out of it. January 20th, 2019, in that one I already read, and it says, on May 3rd, 2021, I walked into Providence Church of God in Christ, and an angel brushed past me. Now, Providence Church of God in Christ is his son's church by the same name, Elder Johnny Moore. On January 31st, 2022, the angel with black pants and a plaid shirt entered my room. November 27th, 2022, Superintendent Warren was praying, and an angel was beside him. All right, so those are some of the things that he wrote in this book. He wrote about the guardians, the angelic guardians. He's seen them. I had done this recording like twice, and the last one I accidentally hit it off, but I had started crying anyway, so I think it was a good thing, because I really didn't want to have to cry on screen if I don't have to. So I kind of got myself together and redid it. Now, I'm going to say this. Death comes in threes a lot in our family. All throughout the years, I've always noticed that death comes in threes and births come in threes. The year I was born, of course, one of his daughters was born. She and I are close. And then I had one cousin on my mom's side. She was born just a few days after me, and then I had there were 3 others that were born. So all in all, I think it was 6 of us that were born that year. But death comes in threes, and we've already had one death this year when my Uncle Leon, my father's oldest brother, passed away. Now, my Uncle Johnny is my father's brother-in-law. His wife is my father's sister. So, older sister. So that's how he is in our family. But it didn't matter that he was not like blood. He was very special to me. And I miss my family dearly anyway, but I'm going to miss him even if I know that I'm going to go home, being able to see Uncle Johnny and knowing that he, had a word for me with the angels. I'm going to miss that. So, I'll say that although the situation, with who I came down here with, I bought land. I have lots of seeds. I got only 2 acres of land, but I got lots of seeds. Yeah, it was delayed, my mission to build up and do what I wanted to do, but I didn't get support, and I still haven't gotten support verbally, financially, physically, any way, shape, form, or fashion from my immediate family. Just like I didn't get support from them when it came down to me understanding and experiencing what I experienced with the spiritual. But I did get a little support verbally, a little bit support. I got support from my aunt and uncle. My aunt literally was like, when you get it all together, we would love to come down and see what you got going on and see how, what you did. She was like, because I know you can do it. And that, for me, means a lot. Because I don't have that support. I'm that one. But anyway, the memories that I'm going to have of Uncle Johnny are fond memories. Fond memories indeed. And being able to have the experience and he could appreciate what I was dealing with because he dealt with it too. That alone is just enough. I don't have much else I want to say. Like I said, I'm trying my best not to, I'm just trying to get this out here. Rise in peace. Rise in peace, Elder Johnny Moore. Rise in peace, Uncle Johnny. Rise in peace, Shoutin' John. Later.